Yeah, hello all, welcome to today's tutorial, and I'm glad to be here. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you something very special, something that we might not be really used to, and it's called the Fibonacci sequence, the Fibonacci series, right? And it's a concept by a mathematician actually called Fibonacci, and Fibonacci came up with this sequence. The sequence solves a lot of problems. It cuts across a lot of fields, from photography to nature to graphic design, name it, right? You can find the Fibonacci or the golden ratio everywhere. So what's this sequence? The sequence is just a group of mathematical sequences, or let me say numbers that are derived from the addition of the two previous numbers before a succeeding number. For example, we have the first number of the sequence is 1, the second is 1, the third is 2, the fourth is 3, right? The fifth, I guess, right, and you guess right, is 5, because 2 plus 3 is 5, and then the sixth is what? 8, because 3 plus 5 is 8, and then it goes on and on to infinity. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to use the golden rectangle, the Fibonacci sequence, for your illustrations, and also you can check how to create the golden spiral on our Instagram handle. So let's jump in. Okay, so for this tutorial, like I said, they are different. We have the golden ratio, we have the golden spiral, and we have the Fibonacci sequence. All the golden ratio and the golden spiral are drafted out from the Fibonacci sequence. So for this tutorial, we're going to be doing just that. So we're going to delete this ellipse right now and use our rectangles, right? Okay, so the very first thing is to draw a rectangle, and guess what? Why we call this a golden rectangle? Because it follows again the Fibonacci sequence. So the first rectangle, right, drawing these two rectangles, let's just copy this guy right here. So the first two rectangles, right, the sum of the first two rectangles is equal to the third rectangle that will be drawn, right? So if the first one is maybe the area of the first rectangle, I mean, what do I keep saying rectangle? The first rectangle, right, is 1. The second is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So if you check the top of your screen, right, the top of your screen, right about, let me draw the third triangle, all right, the fourth. So right about there, right, the top of your screen in your Illustrator, you would see you can verify these numbers right there. So the sum of the first two, right, will birth the third, and then the sum of the last two will birth the next number. So we're drawing close to 8 to 9 to 10 rectangles to draw out our Fibonacci rectangle. So let's do one more. Okay, let's begin to draw our ellipse right inside. So the ellipse must touch the edges of our rectangles, right, because these ellipses are what we're going to use to draw our logo out. Okay, so we're going to draw the second one, the third one, the fourth, like so, the fifth, and click out, copy this guy because they are just the same, paste right there. So I think I just have to add some more before we continue. So let's rotate 90 degree. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think we just have to add some more because we want our circles to be much. So let's select everything, rotate it 90 degree, reduce it so it won't be too big, and of course we draw a bigger rectangle that is just the size of all these other rectangles, right? We draw a bigger rectangle. Oh, let me do this, and M, and we draw it this way. So we add our ellipse right in the middle of that to make the bigger ellipse. So like that. Okay, so we're going to select all our shapes and increase the stroke. Then select all our circles like so, 5, 6 and 7. Then we copy them out and then we align them vertically, and this is a very good confirmation. Once you align horizontally, once you're aligned horizontally, you zoom in to check if the edges are touching perfectly, which is so perfect. These can even form as a pattern. So the next thing is to select everything and make it concentric circles by aligning vertically. So we have that is perfect. And make sure that while using it for your logo, you do not okay, you save your work there. While using these circles for your logo, you do not change the size of a circle, a unit of circle. If you want to change one, you have to change all, and you have to change them together. You don't scale a circle up individually, right? Because you are going to mess with the sizing. It's very important for you to know that it's the sizing will be messed with once you individually change the size or the scale of one of the circles, right? So at this point, we start fixing our circles to our illustration that we scanned into our computer. We'll get the first circle, which is this guy. So I'm just using my eyes now to measure the best fit for what I want to use. So that's the head right there. Let's increase the stroke of these guys like so. Okay, so the next is the legs. So we'll do this like so. Drop it. It doesn't have to be perfect with your drawing, right? Just make sure that it's following your rule of Fibonacci, right? Don't reduce the circle to fit your drawing, right? So we copy that and we do the same thing for the other leg. We copy that and paste, right? Then we do that for all parts of the body. For this logo, we do that for the hands, we do that for the body, right? And there's a trick that we use for the body. We don't only you don't necessarily have to use only circles to derive your shapes. So that's for the hand right there. Place it right there, and we copy it, and then we copy those. Okay, and then we copy again and drop right here. And the last one, okay, that's this guy. Okay, so we copy and paste out the last one right there. So how do we go about the body? We go about the body by using a circle and a square, right? A circle and a square that that circle was in, which is this guy right here. But we're going to come to that after now, because to avoid confusion, and a lot of intersection will confuse you, let's drop this rectangle to the right hand side. Note, I was almost tempted to expanding the rectangle, but note, you don't expand or scale up your shapes individually. So we select a part and go to our blend tool, using Alt to delete points we don't want on our blend tool. We select again, select these two guys, right? Use the shortcut for that is Shift M. So you hold Alt to remove parts you don't want, right? Like so. The third, we do this part, and we remove this part because we don't want that part, not part of the body. And we'll do that for the last part, which is here. And yeah, now to the body, we pick our rectangle and we drop it. But before we do that, you see that this shape is bigger than the second leg, which is this shape, right? So we select one and delete, right? Since they are the same, we pick this guy, we copy using Alt, click and drag, and we rotate like so till we are satisfied. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna move it this way and do this. Okay, so I think I'm okay with that. Then okay, I think let me do this. All right, so and then we also do the same thing for the hand, right? So we get equal parts of the body. So we delete one part later, but before we do that, let's just go into the body. So I select the body, I scale it down to what I said you shouldn't do, right? But I had to scale it back up because that was wrong, right? So put it back up, and we select both, go to our shape builder tool, holding Alt, and we delete parts we don't want, which is this part, and yeah, we have the body, right? So the next thing to do is to add colors to this shape. So we drag it out, and we have a perfect illustration of a running athlete for our logo. So we pick this logo, we copy to this part, and we delete this one. So we'll have the same sizing all around our logo, right? So we do like that, rotate, make sure it intersects the body. That's the style we want to use for this guy. Okay, you can just arrange it how you want, as long as I've gotten my shapes right. So I'm fine. So don't forget to save at every point in time so you won't lose your work to a crash or whatever. So let's begin to add colors to our shapes. So do red, and let's remove the outline. What are you doing, man? Okay, so let's use this, preferably red, yes. And let's do the body, let's do green or yellow. Okay, let's do some yellow, not so dark, not so bright, just right there. Let's do for the hand, let's do some greens, right? Let's do some greens for the hand, since it's a sport logo, so you can drop primary colors and probably one secondary color. And then let's do a blue. Let's put a blue right in there, and our work is done. But I like it when this work show intersection, so we'll play with the blend mode. Well, I'll prefer to go with the screen blend mode. So let's make sure some body parts intersect with the body. I would like to use the screen blend mode, but in looking for the best blend mode to use, we can also play with others. But let's try screen first. Screen, where are you? Okay, so I think I like screen, but it doesn't mean I can try others. Overlay. So that's how you work sometimes to see which blend mode works best for you, right? This is good too, but I think I'll just have to go with this screen because let's try multiply. And so we select screen, so we screen it up. No, screen. Yeah, so we screen it up and we're fine. Yep, that way, and it gives it more whatever that word is. So we have our logo drawn up right from sketch to digital art, and I hope you learned a lot from this. And it's very important for you to know that there is nothing impossible for you to draw out. So let's export this as a PNG. Let's drop it on our computer here. Let's do this folder, and let's select folder, and let's export assets. You can also change the size and then the format for what platform, mobile platform, and let's export. And our logo is exported as a PNG right there, so we can check how our logo looks. So okay, so here it is. So we have our logo drawn out using the Fibonacci sequence. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something from it. Please do well to subscribe, leave a comment, like, share with a friend, and hope to see you next time. Have a good day.